Well, good morning. It's Sunday, the 5th. Looks like we survived the 4th, and hopefully the concrete that I repoured yesterday is all firmed up and ready to go. Little crisp out here this morning, and about to head down and see if I can't get the bracket mounted for the panel. So what I'm doing here is making sure that they're in the center. So there's 25 slots. And I want to make sure that I'm dead center. So I set it down and then count 11 on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's where I want to be.
Looks like each one is in its own box. That's awesome. Let's go get them on the array. Picked the worst possible day to be installing solar panels because there's nothing but clouds in the sky. I just stepped in a big old mud pie. mount this one with that towards the center so that all the connections are close together. This is gonna be tricky. Actually, it shouldn't be because that other one will hold it. Now, unless it's up there in the crate that this thing came in, I'm missing one part that there's no way I can find. I'll see if I can find it, but that's this Z clamp with the beveled edges. And I'm missing one. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And bottom right of that one is not there. Just double check my pockets. I don't know if it's supposed to have that much wobble in it, but wobbling it pretty good just to see. Maybe I'll fall. I want it to fall while I'm here. Still got to get that one bracket from up there or figure something out. I've got an idea for the time being if I can't find the other piece that I think is missing. I think I have it, but I don't remember. There were so many missing parts I've lost count. But again, they did me right, so I'm not complaining. If you look closely, not only with the parts missing and I had to do some boogering up with the clamps, notice the difference in the lengths of the beams and then all the way up there at the top how short that one is. They're all supposed to be the same length. You really couldn't tell it, but I had to shift those panels over by about an inch. But unless you're looking really closely, you would never even notice it. But look at the difference in the lengths, and they're perfectly centered because of the way the holes were drilled, but the holes are drilled off, so that's why I had to do my own drilling. But if you look close, you can barely even tell it, but look at the difference in the lengths on the end pieces. How far that one is out. That one's a little closer in. That one's pretty far out, and then that one's really far in. All different lengths, but I'm pleased with it. I just wish the sun was shining so I could hook it up to the inverter and charge controller so I could see if they were putting out any juice. So much to my surprise, I had a lot more wire left over. I remember when I bought the 100-foot about 1.5 years ago, and most of it stayed coiled up inside the battery bank and is still in excellent shape. And I'm going to replace all this old stuff and just go directly to the solar charge controller and then get the panels hooked up. And it's another cloudy day, but at least I'll be able to see if I've got connectivity. So that's the game plan, is to replace all this older 12 gauge wire with, let's see, this is I believe this is 6 gauge wire. But this is all jacked up, and I'm just gonna wire it directly and get rid of these connectors. eliminate that one point of failure or possible failure. Those are in there nice and snug. Now, we should be able to, hopefully there's enough length there to run straight to the panels. And we should see some lights. Even though it's a cloudy day, we should have connectivity lights. Alright, so I've decided to relocate this box. The good cables that I have are a little too short to meet the array. This is sitting right on the edge of the pond. I've got it up on blocks because when I first installed it a little over a year ago, you know, when heavy rains come, it's at the bottom of the hill, so I did lose an inverter because of water. It's not watertight, but as you saw earlier, everything in here was really clean. So I've taken all the batteries out because this sucker weighs a ton with 3, 4, 5 batteries in it. And then the aeration pump itself, I've already got that bad boy out. And so right now the box is empty. I'm gonna move it closer to the solar panels and rewire everything and see if we can't get it up on some bigger blocks. And I'm even gonna put some 2x4s under it to kind of help the weight of the bottom, because this is just plastic. I cut these out when I first bought it, drilled holes in it so it could get airflow. There's airflow on all 3 corners right here where the pump is, because the pump gets really, really hot. So we've got everything out of it. It's now lightweight. I should be able to move it with no problem and get it up closer to the array. Another piece of equipment I bought from a company called Signs Tech are these 4 Y connectors. So I can connect the 4 panels, positive and negative, and then have one output to the box. So I've already got the negatives connected. We have connectivity. Sorry. I'm not sure if with the glare you can see that or not. Alright, this is going to be the last one because it is starting to really rain, so move that next to the cottonwood tree and the trail camera from its original location down at that cottonwood tree. Got the wires just above ground right now.
Hey guys, it's Chris from the Alibi Ranch. That's my buddy Simon making his YouTube debut here from our North Georgia home. Thanks a lot for watching the series on the solar array and the installation of the panels. Everything finally came together after several weeks and ups and downs, but we finally made it. The array is up, solid as a rock. The 4 100-watt panels from Renogy, all working great. Connectivity to the Windy Nation 30 amp charge controller, that is going to be upgraded and replaced, and my Krager 3000 watt inverter seems to be working fine. It was a miserable, dreary, rainy, cold weekend, but nevertheless, even with very little sun in the sky, we did get charged on the battery bank and enough to power a couple of LED lights just for testing. Appreciate any of the thumbs up, any subscribers, we love you. Thanks a lot for subscribing. Tell your friends, we got a lot more coming up. In fact, the focus is going to be centered on the cabin for the next couple of weeks. I would love to have the cabin up and ready, or at least framed in and dried in before Christmas. So the clock is ticking. We'll see how it goes. Well, you're behaving yourself. Thanks a lot for the thumbs up and subscribers. Appreciate it. Have a great week. See you.